Do you love that cruise life? Are you a fan of the cruise vacation? There's a lot of cruise haters out there. Well, this video, not for you. This is a serious conversation between the cruise lovers. So if that's not you, see your way out. Okay, you can listen in, but I want to talk about it. How much do you love that cruise life? What happens if after all this clears up, what happens if you have to have a doctor's note every time you go cruising? Would you do it? We're going to talk about it in today's episode of the Lido Loca Cruise Show. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lido Loca Cruise Show. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for stopping by. If you enjoy cruising content, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of the episodes. Well, before we get into that, I've got some breaking news. Here's a look at the latest toilet paper stash. It's been a while. 10 rolls, 3 rolls, 13 rolls. We're down. Let's look and see what's on the hanger. We got, wow, that's not even a full roll. And one here in the holder. 14 rolls. Let's check out the other bathroom. Bathroom number 2, another partial roll and sort of a full roll. Okay, so we're about 15 and a half rolls. Hanging tight. That's right, folks. The old toilet paper stash is dwindling. This is the week they say don't even go to the grocery store. We might just put some restrictions on that. We do have a live show tonight at 9 p.m. Maybe I'll drop a bomb on my wife, Jenny, and say, look, only 1 square per incident. That will go over like a lead balloon. One more update before we talk about today's topic. I mentioned in a previous video that anybody that could draw a picture with an Etch-a-Sketch is my hero. Well, I have a hero. Check out this drawing by our man Jim Beninato from the Lido Loca cruising community on Facebook. I can see it. It's me. Bang up job. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. All right, let's jump into today's topic. Look, this is purely speculative, but you know once cruising resumes, some things are going to have to change. Even before all this went down in Funky Town, I mentioned it that sometimes that health screening process, not the most robust. Most of the time, it's just a question and answer. You feeling all right? Yeah, I feel good. They let you on the cruise ship. Now, when all things started hitting the fan, well, it got a little more intense. We had to fill out a paper form when we went on our last cruise, and basically it was still up to me to answer the questions. I could have been truthful. I could have been dishonest. But I don't think it's going to be that easy peasy in the cruising future. I think there's going to be more at stake when it comes to letting people on cruise ships. And yeah, it could be anything from temperature screening to this idea that you have to have a note from your doctor that you are fit to cruise. And we did kind of see it as cruising started to shut down. One last-ditch effort by the cruise lines to put safety measures in place requiring a fit-to-cruise letter from passengers that were going to be 70 years or older. That's what Carnival was doing. But I could see in the future that it's probably going to be more than that. I guess my question for today is this something that you would submit to? If all of a sudden when you went on your cruise vacation, you had to visit a doctor to get a fit-to-cruise letter before you could get on the cruise ship, would you do that? How about once they get the testing for this virus down to a 15-minute result window, would you do that? Would you submit to a virus test before you got on the cruise ship? Who knows what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, the cruise lines, they're going to have to figure out safety measures before cruising is allowed to happen again. I can almost guarantee you that they're going to have some sort of plan to say that we know when people get on the cruise ships if they've got this latest thing. Look, there's all kinds of things that you can have, but with this being the major thing that's stopping cruising, I'm sure that you're going to have to be able to prove that you don't have it. It's been established that you can be asymptomatic, that you can not have any symptoms at all, but you can still test positive for the virus. So I believe that once you get these quick tests out, You could have to be tested before you get on the cruise. Maybe that's something you have to go to a doctor to before you get on the cruise. Almost like having your passport or identification in place. I wonder if there's going to be a new level of scrutiny around the health of cruise passengers. And look, for one, I don't go to the doctor. This would be a challenge for me. I don't have a general physician. I know that's not the best way to live my life, but I don't have a doctor, and I don't ever really go to the doctor until I have to go to the doctor. And so who knows what's going on behind the scenes here. I don't think I'm alone in that. I believe there's a lot of people that are out there that may not necessarily go to the doctor regularly. And so now if this was a requirement for me that I would have to go to the doctor before I go cruising, it would be a challenge. I would do it because I want to go cruising, but it would definitely add a little extra stress to what I like to do when it comes to vacation time. I wonder how many people out there would stop cruising if there was a requirement to go to the doctor before you go on a cruise to get one of these fit to cruise letters. And then imagine these nightmare scenarios. You pay for your expensive cruise, you're getting ready to go, and about a week before you go on the cruise, you go to your doctor, and the doctor says you're not fit to cruise. Well, whose fault is that? Is that your fault? Is that the cruise line's fault? Are they going to be able to keep your money because you're not fit to cruise? I don't know how that would play out. There's no precedence for this, but I do believe in the future you will see cruise lines putting things in place to be able to demonstrate that they at least tried to establish the health of the passenger before they went on the cruise. It's going to be tumultuous times. This thing is going to be interesting as they try to fire cruising back up. And again, at this point, we don't even really know when that's going to be. All the major cruise lines either have end of April, early May dates for getting fired back up, but I bet we're another week or two from an announcement where that may change. But I do think that once cruising comes back, there's going to be some level of new health screening process that's not going to be as easy as it was before. I think my best case scenario would be something that they could test you there where I don't have to go to a doctor, but where they have a process where they can test me there. And I know that's going to take longer for embarkation, but if that's what it takes to keep people safe on the cruise ship, I would be okay with that. And then again, I think if it's a situation where now all of a sudden, if you're not fit to sail, I think that has to be an exemption where you can get a refund. As soon as they start pitting themselves against the consumer, like, well, nope, it's your fault because you're not fit to sail, I think you're going to see people leery to book cruises in that circumstance. So, again, all this hypothetical, not anything released lately. All we can look at is what's happened before the cruising shut down, and we did see a requirement to be fit to sail for older folks, for 70-year-old people. But I wonder if that will expand as things go forward. Again, that's the question of the day. Let's have it in the comments. If it gets harder to get on a cruise ship because of health screenings, will cruising still be for you? Or will that be enough to push you away from that cruise life? Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks again, Jim, for the Etch-a-Sketch drawing. Super cool. This is Tony with the Lido Loca Cruise Show. And if you could do me a favor, show some support for the channel, hit the like button. And until tomorrow, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.